Hi folks, welcome back to Game Geeks. I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Today's episode we're going to be talking about Monster of the Week, most recently published by Evil Hat Games. This is a game of the Apocalypse Engine family. So this goes all the way back to Apocalypse World, where you have character sheets that are made up in books, that have moves, that have certain things they can do. Everything seems to be based on a very simple 2d6 mindset, look for a number, that sort of thing. We've reviewed a previous game of that sort of mindset in Tremulous last year or the year before that, which was a Lovecraftian version of this as done by Reality Blurs. Monster of the Week, however, takes a very different approach. It's far less literary than, say, Tremulous was, and this opens up the game to things like Buffy, Supernatural, to, if you remember them, Special Unit 2, Fringe. My personal favorite, I will go to my grave saying that Freaky Links didn't get that good of a run at it. Essentially, more episodic Monster of the Week sort of games where you investigate, you find a monster, you investigate the monster, you find a way to deal with the monster, all while dealing with other personal squabbles, foibles, etc. that are going on in your character's life. For those of you who know me and know how I like to set up games, I like to talk about character creation first because I think that's where a lot of the interest in these are. The character creation in this comes from a series of playbooks. Now, there are playbooks presented within the book itself, and these are sort of the core ones. There are others that have been released online. I'm going to focus mainly on the ones that are in the book itself for today. However, there are others that you can get mostly for free off of the Monster of the Week page, which is housed on the Evil Hat Studios website. Now, the playbooks that are available for the PCs include The Chosen, who's your Buffy type, The Crooked, who is the criminal that's involved in this, The Divine, sort of someone who's divinely empowered from the gods, The Expert, who is the one who knows all the secrets, The Flake, who's the conspiracy theorist, similar to The Expert but with a bit more oddness, The Initiate, the new person in the monster slaying society, The Monstrous, which is a monster that fights for the good guys, The Mundane, who's just a normal Joe, The Professional, the one who works for the agency. These are your agency players, your Fox Mulders, your Olivias, those sorts of characters. The Spell Slinger, Harry Dresden, let's face it, that's what this is built on. The Spooky, who's the weird one, has access to some of the powers, but not the full gamut that the Spell Slinger has. And the Wrong, your revenge-driven character types, basically anyone from Supernatural and the Punisher. Now, some of the additional ones that I talked about include the Action Scientist, a big game hunter, the Hard Case, a Lucador, for those of you who enjoy that sort of thing, a Sidekick, Summoned, that sort of thing. Now, the characters themselves have a certain number of things that they can do. These are their base moves. The base moves that are available to you are act under pressure, help out, investigate a mystery, kick some ass, manipulate someone, protect someone, read a bad situation, or use magic. Very straightforward there. Some of them have their own playbook moves as well, things that they can do specifically that are available to them. Now, the ratings, which are sort of your attributes, if you will, although they're a bit broader than that, things that add to the moves in question. Cool, tough, charm, sharp, and weird. The ranges are from -1 to 3, -1 bad, 3 being phenomenal. So let's look at one of the character types in particular. I kind of like the Professional, because I like that sort of character whose job it is for them to look into the weird. That answers the question of why am I doing this? One of those things that always comes up in these games, like why am I looking into these dark mystery horrors if they're more likely to eat me than anything? Now with the Professional, the signature moves include deal with the agency, which are ways that you can deal with your home base to get more equipment, information, that sort of thing. Then you get to pick up a few more. Bottle it up, which is you get a bonus to act under pressure, unfazable, battlefield awareness, leave no one behind, etc. There are a bunch of these, and they are unique to each one of the playbooks. One of the things I really like about this is that it gives you options for customizing your character as just a series of questions, and you check off the boxes you're interested in. For instance, with the agent, are you a man, woman, or concealed? Chiseled face, scarred face, unshaven face, soft face, young face, old face, determined face. Tailor suit, shabby suit, perfect suit, utility coveralls, battle dress, paramilitary uniform, or lab coat. Resources, pick 2. Well-armed, well-informed, well-financed, rigorous training, recognized authority, weird tech gadgets, etc. And then red tape things that work against you. Cryptic missions, leave no prisoners policy, etc. Another thing that goes into character creation is you should do this as a group. That way there's no duplication of the particular playbook in your group in question. So if you're looking at your Olivia Dunham, Peter Bishop model of Fringe, you've got the weird or the action scientist as Walter Bishop. You've got the professional that is Olivia, and with Peter you have the crooked. You can fill these in for your favorite TV show in question. I would love nothing more to play in a game with this where I was a journalist who was looking into this weird stuff because there's my job description, call him Peter Kolchak and see how many people get the reference. The rest of the book is built up on how to design your monster, what the monster represents, how to fight it, etc., along with some of the absolute best how to design an adventure, how to design a campaign arc that I've ever read in one of these types of books. I'll be honest, I don't always think that Apocalypse World and its subtypes are really right for me. They're a little too story gamey for me. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just kind of more of an old school. I like my control in a game situation a bit better. But I really like Monster of the Week. I think it's very well done. It knows its subject material. It holds up very nicely. It plays well. I'd be interested in seeing what a long-term campaign from this could look like from the DM and the player's point of view. That's the other question I have about these story games. How well do they do long-term campaign play? I've not seen a good report on that one way or another. But if you're looking for the supernatural investigations and monster stomping game, and you're looking for something a little bit different than your Unisystems, your Call of Cthulhu's, your Savage Worlds, you could certainly look here. How does this differ from Demon Hunters? Well, Demon Hunters is inherently far, far more comic than this game is. I mean, Demon Hunters rewards you for laughing and having a good time. Not that this one punishes you for it, but this just has a very different focus. I like this game a lot. I think it's a fun read. I think it would hold up very nicely in play. So for Game Geeks, I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Good day and good gaming.